So we have a request in the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald, Gordon Lightfoot. Apparently there's a story attached to this, so let's see what this is all about. Wait, I'll switch to this screen. You can read it better. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald was a massive American Great Lakes bulk carrier that sank in a violent storm on Lake Superior on November 10, 1975, claiming the lives of all 29 crew members. At 729 feet long, it was the largest ship on the lake and remains the largest ever to have sunk there. On November 9th, 1975, the Fitzgerald departed Superior, Wisconsin, heavily loaded with 26 tons of taconite pellets, whatever that may be. Bound for Zug Island in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, that's how you say it. I'm not natively English, by the way. I might sound a little bit like that, but I'm not. The next day, a severe November gale, this is probably like a heavy storm, swept across Lake Superior, bringing hurricane force winds up to 19 miles per hour and towering waves over 30 feet high. That's crazy. Struggling in the storm, the ship sustained significant topside damage, including a starboard list, lost fins, and damaged railing. The Fitzgerald was traveling close to another freighter, the SS Arthur M. Anderson, which was also battling the weather. When the Anderson captain asked the Fitzgerald captain, Ernest McSorley, how the ship was faring, McSorley radioed his final known words, "We're holding our own." Shortly after, at approximately 7:10 p.m., 10 past 7 p.m., the Fitzgerald suddenly vanished from the Anderson's radar and never issued a distress signal. The wreckage was located on November 14th, 1975, resting in the deep Canadian waters, 530 feet deep, about 17 nautical miles, whatever that is, of Whitefish Point, Michigan. An investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board determined that the sinking was likely caused by massive flooding waves that overwhelmed the ship's cargo hatches. However, the exact cause remains a subject of ongoing debate, with theories ranging over from rogue waves to structural failure. The bow and stern section lie broken apart, and to this day, all 29 bodies remain at the wreck site. Fascinating. Sad, fascinating, but mainly sad. Let's check out the song.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early.
The gales of November, because it was a November gale. Yeah.
The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered.
Wow. Last year it was 50 years since the disaster.
In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Wow.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Makes you think, right? What would it have been like to be on that boat in his final moments? Very scary, I think. Also, these events are catastrophic. 29 crew members because of an early November gale. Absolutely incredible. The people make songs. This is the same thing I said before. people make songs about stuff that happens that helps process, it helps remember, it helps honor, it helps respect. It just helps, keep it alive, right? I think music and art are two very powerful tools to help us process catastrophical events, right? Go check this out, The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Thank you so much for this request.